had Chris Paul in here with the Why Not Us. And I saw like kind of you talking about like NC State, Duke, these other programs. I kind of like how like every year you're transforming like Central into like a respectable program and leading them to the tournament, the Max Kellerman thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people see it. What's kind of the message Chris Paul is kind of trying to convey, and what's you guys' relationship?
I've known Chris Paul since Chris Paul was 7 years old. Maybe he might have been younger than that, right? Him and his brother CJ, I knew both of them. Like one of my homeboys used to date their babysitter, and I would ride up there with my homeboy, right? And I ain't know it was Chris Paul and CJ Paul. They were just two snotty-nosed kids or whatever.
Yeah.
And we would all just get together. And, I was a kid myself. I was 16, 17 or whatever, and just had fun. And now they became who they became, and it comes back. He called me from the bubble. No, he was about to head to the bubble. He said, "Man, hold tight. When I get back from this bubble, I need to talk to you about some things. Like I got an idea." So he goes to the bubble. At the time, I'm getting all these production companies starting to call me. Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's on the heels of the George Floyd death. Shout out to Chris and CJ Paul, and Ron and Mike, like, and ESPN and Bob Iger and Stephen A. Smith, right? Stephen A. called me. He was like, because initially he wasn't an executive producer. And then he came on, he said, "Man, let me tell you something, my brother." He said, "Man, you special, bro. I want you to always know that you special." And hearing that from him, I was like, all right, cool. He said, "Man, I want to come along board and put my time, energy, and effort into this project," because he was he was the Salem grad, right? So he already knew what it looked like, what it felt like. He played under the legendary Big House Games. And I knew Stephen A. from 1996, right? So, like, we would go up to Philadelphia and watch, me and Jerry Stackhouse was best friends. And so in that gym, when he was with the Sixers in the summer, it was always Allen Iverson, Kobe, all the Sixers, right? And so Stephen A. was just a beat writer for the Philadelphia Inquirer. He would hang with us, you know what I'm saying? And so he's blossoming into his career. So he's never forgotten that. I never forgotten that. And I'm super proud of him. So it was all these people coming into the table to say, "Lo, we believe in you, man. Let's make this happen." And that's how Why Not Us was born.
You spent some time with the USA. I want to touch on that. I think you coached. So I walked on at Alabama my freshman year of college. Yeah, Kyra Lewis. Yeah. So I know about him, and I remember we played Kansas State, and I remember the locker room. He's like, "Yeah, it's time." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "It's time. Just know it's time." We got the win, and he has a lot of respect for you, obviously, and So how was it? That experience with USA?
One of the most amazing experiences. 2015, that was my first stint out there at USA.
Yeah,
you got the Josh Jacksons, Jason Tatum, Harry Giles, like,
oh yeah,
Brunson. Like, these kids are incredible basketball players.
Yeah.
You go to training camp, they got 100 kids, and our job is to cut it down to 12 kids in 3 days.
Yeah.
It's hard. You know what I'm saying? And so the first time I was out there, Sean Miller was the head coach. And then the second time I went out there was 2019. And I became the first HBCU coach to be assistant coach. We get to camp, and I've only seen and heard about some of these dudes, right? But I don't know them, so I don't have no bias at all. First time seeing Cade Cunningham. First time seeing Jalen Green. First time seeing Evan Mobley. I'm like, these dudes are all right. Scotty Barnes, all these cats. So now we got to select a team.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest process ever because
so much talent.
So much talent.
Yeah.
And now you're really not even collecting talent. You're just saying who can have the best chemistry and synergy amongst them to get us out of this. Because, like the most talented teams don't win. We go to Greece, and I had a chance to spend a lot of time, with Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Halliburton, Evan Mobley, Reggie Perry, Jalen Green, all these guys, Scotty Barnes. These dudes were the top 5, 6 picks in the draft, right? And so it was an amazing experience for me because I needed sometimes iron sharpens iron. And sometimes in a coach's role, everyone always come to you for the answers and the solutions and so on and so forth, and you make all the decisions. I needed to be in a place where I could grow, right? And so seeing this amazing talent, man, you know, it was crazy once it came to the table. But I also had this in the back of my mind. If we don't win a gold medal, they gonna blame me because I'm the first, right? I'm the first HBCU coach and da-da-da. And now nobody else will ever get a chance, probably. And so I took it really personal. And so Kay would be like, Coach, relax, we got it. Jalen Suggs. I'm like, no, we ain't got it. I need my gold medal player. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going at it, and I was coaching them hard. And Coach Weber and Mike, who's at Washington, they needed that. You know, I needed to be that guy because I could relate to the guys, and they respected it. But we also had to push them because we had business to take care of. Now we're all the best of friends. You know, I love them all. Man, it's so wonderful to see these guys walk across the stage and change the dynamic of their family structure for generational wealth. Like, that's the most beautiful thing, man. And so they all text and stay in touch with me, and they send jerseys and so on and so forth, man. And so it's really gratifying and humbling to be a part of that experience, man, because everybody don't get that opportunity. Like, who's walking around Raleigh with a gold medal, or, you know, where I'm from Lane Street. You don't come from Lane Street and get a gold medal. Like, who does that, right? But so I had that opportunity, and I'm extremely fortunate and blessed to be able to do it.
I always end it off with a game. So I asked 5 questions. I did with David, Pooby, and some other people. So I just asked 5 questions. It has to be an authentic answer. So we'll start it off difficult. MJ LeBron is the GOAT. We'll go off the rip hard with it. MJ or LeBron?
MJ or LeBron?
Yeah.
If I had to start a basketball team with any player that's ever played, I'm starting it with LeBron.